Hi everyone, I'm Benjamin, and welcome to my book club. I just wanted to make a quick video, introduce everyone to the channel, introduce everyone to myself, and kind of give you an idea of what we're planning to do around here. Let's get to it. So my story's not very unique, I think. I think a lot of us have experienced this. I obviously read a lot as a teenager, like a lot of us did, I think, and then kind of dropped out of it without really realising I'd done it. When asked, I'd always called myself a reader. I told people I read, but I really sat down and thought about it one day, and, I was reading maybe a book a year, if that. And someone gave me some advice. I can't remember exactly where it was from. I think it might have been from a YouTube video. If I find it, I'll drop it in the comments. They said, take the number of books you read, times that, take the number of books you read in a year, times that by the number of years you have left in an average human lifespan, and are you happy with that number? And I did that, and I was very unhappy with that number, so I decided that it was time to change. I was always buying books. I love collecting books. I just love collecting anything, but now it's time to actually read some of them. So I started myself off on a challenge. I decided that I was going to read at least 50 books a year. And I'm happy to announce that I've managed to do that. I read at least 50 novella, kind of this sort of, standard sized books a year for the past 4 years. I think this is going on to the 5th year now. And it just massively improved my life, I think. The amount of entertainment you get from it, the lessons you learn, the little bits of knowledge you gain, it's fantastic. So what do I read? I read sci-fi and horror mostly. When I first got into reading, I started off almost entirely horror and have now breached into sci-fi the past couple of years. I'm trying to get into some fantasy and some crime fiction, but I haven't dug my teeth into those yet. Nothing that has gripped me so far. So it was while I was reading a few sci-fi books recently that I felt that urge to talk to someone about it. As I was reading it. There's plenty of videos and people talking about books after they've finished them. But I was, finished chapter 15 and really wanted to talk to someone about that. I've always thought a book club would be really fun, but there's none around me that seem to want to read the sort of books I want to read or at the pace that I want to read them. None of my friends or family read as much as I do. My mum actually reads more than me, but she reads entirely crime fiction. So I turned to YouTube thinking, surely chapter by chapter or quarter by quarter book summaries and discussions might be there, but I couldn't really find them. I found a couple for a few books. So I decided, well, why don't I make that? And I don't expect anyone to end up watching any of these, but it's somewhere to talk about how I'm feeling about a book that's going on, talk about some of the books I've liked in the past. I might make some shorts about lists. I'm thinking we're probably going to end up with a couple videos a week to begin with a smattering of some shorts, probably a read-along video every week along with a review or a list or something. And I'd love if you guys came along for the ride. That's great. All right. Let's get to reading.